What's up? What's up? What's up, you guys? Excuse me. We are here for the season finale of the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, season 6, episode 16. So let's come on. Let's get into it. Let's get into it. Let's get into it. What did you guys think? For those of you that watched the episode, what were your thoughts? I'm interested. I'm curious to hear what you guys had to say about the episode. I'm coming, y'all. I'm coming. Because I might have a not so popular opinion. of this episode. All right. Hey, you guys. Hey. So y'all let me know how y'all felt about this episode. What were your thoughts on it? So this was the season finale, and the trailer dropped yesterday as well. I'm gonna be honest and tell you, I wasn't blown away by the trailer, and here's why. Number one, they already leaked the fact that Bronwyn and her husband are separated, so there was no big reveal there, and I feel like they only put it in the trailer because it already leaked out. Because that's something I feel like they should have kept to themselves and let us find out. I mean, you got to keep something for the people who actually watch the daggone episode, right? You can't tell us every single thing in the preview, in the trailer, but okay. Hold on, y'all. I'm trying to. Okay. But I told y'all the only thing I wanted to see in this trailer was that we were going to get the footage from the plane. That is it, and that is all. Halfpin said she thought it was good for a season finale. I guess the rest of y'all don't have an opinion, or y'all it's taking y'all a long time to respond. So these leaks greatly contribute to your downfall, right? Listen, we've had that conversation before. Quake, we agree that the more y'all leak, the less we want to watch the show. So like that's something that I feel like that's something they shouldn't have told us. I mean, I don't know how it leaked out. I mean, once it leaked out, I guess it was nothing they could really do. But I don't know, child. I don't know. But anyway, so it's their last day in Greece. Let's go ahead and get into it because we are going live on the main channel. The tribe meeting is starting at 6:45. So let's go ahead and get into it. The final episode is their final day in Greece, and it's interesting that they're ending it with them still being in Greece. Although with the way it ended, I kind of understand why they left it here. They brought a woman in to write a play, right? A play about the ladies. She's a very famous writer in Greece, and so she was talking to each one of the ladies, and she's going to create a play based on her conversations with the ladies. This is where my first level of confusion started. I thought it was very dynamic, especially at the end, and not being a big Bronwyn fan. I thought her and Mary were the standouts. Okay. This is where my first level of confusion started. And again, I get it that it's a Housewives show, y'all. So y'all don't have to say, it's Housewives. What do you expect? I understand that. But was this exercise supposed to be shady from the beginning? Like, were they told by production to be shady about all the other women when they talk to those women? Because I don't lead with negativity about my friends, even associates, even people that I don't necessarily call a friend, but somebody that I'm just really, really cool with. I don't lead with negativity. And so I found it interesting that they did these interviews, and in the beginning, it didn't, they showed us little clips, but then of course, during the play, we got more clips and we got more perspective, because I'm going to be honest, at first, when they first started doing the play, I was like, oh, production gave this lady all this information, because it was too spot on. Like when they did Heather, I was like, oh, this is too spot on. I was like, oh, production did this. But then as they started showing the ladies' interviews, I was like, no, this is really what. So were they told by production to just be shady and say the worst shit? I don't know. That was weird to me, because It was weird to me. Which then made sense. Once I saw the rest of those interview clips, then it made sense that people were walking around being nervous, worrying about what the play was going to be. Because if you know you were being shady and you know everybody else was being shady, I guess you were nervous to find out what was going to be said and who was going and who said what about who. Like, I guess now I get it. So we find out that on the way home from dinner, they were still arguing in the car. And Lisa was like, we all need to be open. We all need to be open to each other. We all need to be open to each other. And of course, Lisa is the most, closed down person. But what we also found out is that night, Bronwyn, Mary, and Meredith were up late. And, Mary went to bed, Bronwyn went to bed, and then Meredith texted Bronwyn and asked her to come to the room. That much we confirmed because we saw the text messages, right? That much we know happened. Then it becomes a he said, she said situation. Because Bronwyn then says Meredith is worried about what is being said about her behind her back, and she wanted to know what we talked about at lunch. Now, I'm going to be honest with you, and I'm going to say to you right now, this was 100% production, in my opinion. Because why in the world would Meredith automatically assume that she was the topic of the conversation at lunch? Whitney ain't come back and say nothing to her. Mary didn't come back and say nothing to her. Bronwyn obviously hadn't said anything because clearly she had a reason to feel like something was said about her to the point where she was worried and paranoid, and she called Bronwyn into this secret conversation to find out what was said. That was, and again, I know people hate it when we like break the fourth wall kind of thing, but I just gotta call a thing a thing. To me, that was production. Like, that was production. Out of all of the women there, why would you think? And because they did have such a serious conversation about Meredith at lunch, that's not random. And you're not going to convince me that Meredith is that paranoid. Like, I feel like that's what they wanted us to walk away from, is Meredith was so paranoid. No, she ain't that damn paranoid. Now, Bronwyn goes to Mary and lets Mary know what happened. And Mary, and look, she wanted to know, and she was like, listen, I had put myself on the line with Meredith one too many times, and every time I end up getting screwed. I tried to come to you and let you know what was said about you on the plane. You threw me on the bus. I talked to you about Brittany getting drunk on the boat. You threw me under the bus. She was like, so at this point, yeah, I didn't say nothing to her. Like, I talked around it, but I didn't confirm or deny anything. And I didn't tell her anything specific, which I believe, because had she said something specific, Meredith would have definitely thrown it out there when they got into the argument at the end. So I believe that Bronwyn didn't say anything specific. Wait a minute, Black Empress says, I think Bronwyn mentioned something to Meredith, like how she always do and told on herself, but didn't mention the part about Seth. Okay. That's, again, I don't know. That's an interesting thought. I don't know. But I feel like Meredith had a reason to feel like she was the topic of conversation, whether it came from production or whether Bronwyn did say something to her. I don't know. So Bronwyn decides to get clarification from Meredith. Again, here is my second confusion moment of the episode. Again, outside of production telling her to do it, right? I'm not going to keep saying production. But, well, I already know it's not going to show up at the reunion, because if it is, CC Freak, if it was going to show up at the reunion, I think we'd have seen something in the trailer. So I guess it ain't there, child. Yeah, I've been so proud of myself. Y'all see I've been drinking my water every day. I'm so proud of myself. Okay. So Bronwyn goes to talk to Meredith, to ask Meredith, basically wants to clear the air about what was said. Other than the fact that I don't know what the hell Broward had on, but that's neither here nor there. This scene was confusion to me as well, because Broward, what did you need clarity on? She called you to her room in the middle of the night to ask you what was said about her on camera because she was nervous or worried about what's being said about her, whether it came from you, whether it came from production. She felt like a conversation was had about her and she wanted to know what was said. I didn't understand what was the confusion. Now, it became confusing because Meredith looked right through Broward and act like she didn't know what the fuck Broward was talking about. And she proceeded to, in my opinion, gaslight, because I do believe the conversation happened. And I do believe Meredith asked Broward. I don't believe Broward's lying. I don't think she's exaggerating. I don't think she's lying. I think she 100% what Broward said happened. Now, why it happened is the conversation. Like, why did Meredith feel, why was Meredith paranoid? That's the part I don't know. But the what, I believe it happened. I don't understand the big deal either. That's the other thing. I didn't get. Let me say this. Okay, so I never told y'all how I felt about this episode. I've been seeing all over social media. Everybody thought this was a great finale. They were like, "Oh my gosh, I live." These girls are. Oh my. I mean, they have been big up in Salt Lake City all day long, all over like TikTok and stuff like that. I didn't particularly enjoy this finale. One, I was confused by a lot of it. Like I said, I already told y'all about the first two things I'm confused about. And I'm going to keep going. I didn't get it. I didn't understand. And so for me, it wasn't an enjoyable finale because the shit didn't make no sense to me. It was all over the place for me. This was another thing. One, I do believe that the conversation happened, but I'm with you, Lexi. I don't see what the problem, like, what's the big deal? If a little birdie, hey, Kempire, how you doing? Thank you so much. Wait a minute, Kempire gifted 20 memberships. Thank you so much, Kempire. I really appreciate you. Where's my phone so I can see who got the membership so we can shout them out? Thank you, Kempire. I appreciate you. I didn't get it. I just didn't understand what the big deal was. If somebody comes to me and says, hey, you were the topic of conversation today, I want to know what the fuck they said. I want to know what was said about me. Now, other people might not give a damn, but I'm not those people. I want to know what was said about me, okay? So I didn't understand what the big deal was. So I'm with you on that one, Lexi. Okay, so hold on, y'all. Really out. Okay, so Lord. All right, here we go. Shout out to, wow, thank you so much, Kempire. Shout out to I Am the True Queen, Lexi Lene, Layla B, Yana, Asia, Vintage 1970, Aqua D, Sheila Spencer, Kitty Doc, Lemon Kush Pepper, Newbie Me. Thank you so much. So Jeff, Quake, Hershey Chocolate Mimi, GCC Hair, Janice Mason, Drea Loving Life, Butterfly, Netta, Nitwit, I think I already said that. If you guys are here, please drop down and thank Kempire. And again, thank you so much for coming through, Kempire. I appreciate you. I see you doing a back by popular demand after dark. If you guys are in the New York area, the tickets might already be sold out. But if y'all are in the New York area, y'all check it out. And it's going to be streaming too. So y'all can always get that link, get the streaming link. There's a debate if Meredith was the villain this season or Heather. Ooh, that is interesting. Interesting. I'm gonna be honest. That's interesting. Oh, that's interesting. I would have to think on that one. I would have to ponder. on that one. So now Bronwyn is pissed off because Meredith is giving her the I don't know what you're talking about. That's not what was said. I didn't say anything. I don't know what you're talking about. That's not what was said. I didn't say. And my thing is, at a certain point, you just gotta chalk it up because Meredith is not coming up off of what she said. And like I said, I believe the conversation happened. I absolutely believe the conversation happened. Why it was an issue, I don't know. So the ladies are going to meet Angie's uncle. Can I tell you that he was the cutest thing? He was so cute. I loved him. I absolutely loved him. And the history buff in me could have talked to that man all day long. I could have sat there sipping on that wine. We'd have had to get in some shade. We'd have had to find some shade. But I'd have sat there sipping on some wine and talking to him all day long because you guys know, I mean, the history buff in me definitely, when he started talking about the war and Angie was talking about how her mom had to hide in the cellar and be quiet because the soldiers were there. I mean, to be able to talk to somebody that went through that type of a traumatic thing, I mean, I would relish that so much. I would, and again, that's the nerd in me, y'all. Y'all know I'm a history nerd. That's the nerd in me. Hey, Chuck. Hey, Boo. I personally would have loved it. But he was so cute. And Angie was saying how she really doesn't know her mother's family that much because, you know, we know her mom died young, when Angie was young, I should say. And the one thing they said is that Angie, I think they said before that Angie's mom was an alcoholic. And so she talked about that her childhood trauma, affected her as an adult. And I think that's what they mean with the alcoholism and that sort of thing. And she just talked about that. And the uncle said, I'll take you there. Like the next time you come around, I'll take you. You know, like let me know. I'll take you. And so, and can we talk about how Angie almost met her maker coming down them cobblestone steps and them hills? How long do you have to be in Greece to understand abort mission? These hills aren't gonna work. Like abort mission. Why are y'all are on day 4? Why are y'all still trying to wear them heels on those cobblestones? Have y'all not had enough? I was like, because y'all know Greece is on my bucket list. And I was and that's the one thing that everybody has said to me about Greece, because y'all know I have mobility issues sometimes. And that was the one thing everybody has said to me about Greece is it's a lot of walking and it's a lot of hills. So I need to be prepared and understand that I may be limited in certain things, child. A wedge shoe or a flat, right? A good old sneaker. Like, look, we talked about this yesterday, how because I can't wear heels and stuff like that, baby, I will wear a sneaker, but it's going to be a cute sneaker. It's going to match, okay? Like, do what you have to do. I was just like, that is crazy to me. But I thought this was a great dinner, and Meredith now in her is got an attitude, right? Now she feeling some kind of way, and she has an attitude because she mad about what happened with her and Bronwyn. And baby, when they were on their way back home, baby, the way Bronwyn lit into Meredith Marks. Lisa, I like that Versace shirt you had on too, by the way. But the way Bronwyn let it rip on Meredith Marks in that sprinter, baby, that was about to be another epic sprinter moment. And I think at that point, Meredith didn't have nothing left. Baby, Meredith said it was a lie. Meredith said it wasn't true. Brahma said, you're lying. You are gaslighting me. It absolutely did happen. And you're not going to sit here and play in my face. I have been a friend of you. But you know what? I'm done. You can do what you do. You and Lisa can be friends. Y'all can have what y'all need to have over there. But I am done. Baby, this is how you know how bad that argument got. Ain't nobody else say shit. Baby, Heather didn't say nothing. Lisa Barlow, who always wants to come in and play Captain Saberhole when it comes to Meredith, ain't say nothing. Mary had her back turned to them and was looking out the window. Baby, nobody, Whitney nobody said anything. I said, oh, they was fighting. And silence to me, a lot of times especially when two people are arguing, silence generally means that you agree with what's going on. And I'm not saying that to be a fact. I'm just saying that's how I feel. I feel like, including Lisa Barlow, I feel like a lot of people might have been all right with a lot of what Robin was saying. Because nobody jumped, including Lisa Barlow. Nobody jumped in. I haven't been able to watch the episode. I'm going to put it on after this review. Oh, you haven't had time? Yeah. It goes by fast because it's the finale. Y'all know how it is. So the ladies go back to the house. They're getting their glam, they're getting in glam to go to the play. This play that everybody's been worried about. They've been worried because they know what they said about each other. They know everything that they said about each other. So everybody's worried about what's going to happen with this play. The ladies, like I said, they only have like about an hour to get in their glam. They get dressed and they head out. They go to the spot where the play is going to be. They have, some hors d'oeuvres. They have a little bit of hors d'oeuvres. And they sit down for the play. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. I thought it was a great play. I thought it was a good play. And this is very similar. This play was honestly what's the word I'm looking for? This play was the visual, I guess, of what Monique did Sunday on Potomac. It was, I want you to see how other people see you. You know how you think you present, but what do people really see when you're out here in the world? Like, what do these women really see? And it was almost like that, right? It was what Monique did with the binders, honestly, but through a play. So it was the five sisters, I think is what they were called. And each one had a different color. So the women wore the veils of the color that was matched, so they would know who it was, although the play was very clear and said who everybody was, but okay. So they started with Heather. And basically they said that Heather uses her humor to hide her real feelings as her shell. I don't think anybody was shocked to hear that. Silence is never an admission of guilt. Oh, okay. Like, I thought I said their silence was that they agreed. I don't know if I said guilt, but okay. The play wasn't nothing but part 2 of the text message gate, I guess. Maybe. Hold on a second, y'all, real quick. Hold on. So yeah, they called them the Sisters of Salt, right? Which was cute. Okay, Sisters of Salt. As they went through each woman, they kind of went through like what was said about them. I'm being honest. I guess it's easy to think how you present, but this isn't the first time. I mean, Heather's even told us that she uses her humor, so that wasn't a shock. Bronwyn, now they did say, what they said about Bronwyn, I thought was very interesting, how she holds secrets. She collects secrets and then she holds them over other people. You know what I'm saying? Lisa uses her wealth. She's an elitist. She looks down on other people. Again, Lisa, I don't know why you were shocked by that. Meredith, guarded, hidden, I don't know if they use the word delusional. And they just went down the line. Again, I didn't write the notes down because, again, I was just like, I don't see where any of this is new information. Like, I don't feel like I wasn't shocked by anything. And I don't know why the women were hurt or shocked by anything. So once they got through the whole play, I'm trying to think of what they said about Brittany. Who cares what they said about Brittany? But they did say that Brittany, I mean, again, they said Brittany is willing to sacrifice her relationship with her kids for a man. Girl, I mean, is it a shot? I actually think Lisa received the criticism, but will she fix herself? No, I don't think Lisa received the criticism. And here's why I don't think Lisa received the criticism, CC Freak. Because when Lisa went to explain, she never acknowledged that she uses her wealth to put other people down. See, it's okay to be proud of what you've accomplished. It's okay to say, listen, I worked really hard. I came from humble beginnings and I reward myself and I live well because I worked hard and I earned it. It's nothing. I don't think anybody begrudges anybody to live well. It is the fact that you use it as a weapon and you yield it against the other people. And I don't think she received that because she didn't acknowledge that she uses it as a weapon against other people. She made it seem like, well, I'm just proud of what I've done. I'm proud of who I've become. I'm proud of what I've built. You should be. Absolutely should be. But when you use it as a weapon against other people, and when you put so much weight in the materialism, that's the problem. You know what I mean? It was all spot on, but they read Brittany for. Oh yeah. But I mean, what do you expect? Because they probably all talked really bad about Brittany. Yeah. So, and it was Melissa Gilbert. Remember, somebody left the comments. I don't know if you guys watched my podcast with Taria, but Taria was talking about how there was an actress that Bronwyn and Jared met in the airport that was so excited to meet them. And Bronwyn was so busy, she didn't even know, like, once she said she didn't even know who the woman was. And then she kind of blew her off because she was looking for her engagement ring. It was Melissa Gilbert. First of all, how do you not know who Melissa Gilbert is? Maybe it's me because I grew up on Little House on the Prairie. I read the books, I watched the show, and I absolutely, absolutely love Melissa Gilbert. But neither here nor there. It was Melissa Gilbert. Okay. So once the play was over, now the ladies are going to argue about what was said about them, right? So I already told you what Lisa said. Heather was like, yeah, you're right. You know, Bronwyn was like, I was really shocked by what was said about me, but I was really hurt and embarrassed. And so she kind of like opened up the flood, she kind of opened up the floodgates, and had the conversation about what was said and like how they perceive each other. She was like, because listen, this is how you guys see me. And so that is what bothers me the most, is that this is how you guys receive me. This is how you guys see me. And that's where the conversation happened. Like I said, Lisa said her piece. What did they say about Angie? Oh, they said, Angie, you use your words. Your words are cut. That you are very lethal with your words, and you become very hurtful in how you use your words against other people, which again, very on point. Very, very on point. So Bronwyn once again brought up the conversation with Meredith, or about Meredith with Meredith, and they got and Bronwyn was like, "Look, we talked about you, girl. We talked about you. We talked about the fact that we're all worried about you because we see things. Like we feel like we see some things, and we're all worried about it, right? We're all worried about it." Here's why I didn't enjoy the reunion, I think, as much as other people did. Because at that point, I felt like it was a pile on and it was no longer enjoyable for me to watch. When all of those women, for the exception of Lisa, basically jumped on Meredith, that is where I kind of was over it. And that's why I don't think I enjoyed it like other people did, because that was not enjoyable for me. because it just seemed like a pile on. At the end of the day, people will only get help when people want to get help. If there is something going on with Meredith, number one, she clearly is not in a space to talk to y'all about it. That's number one. Number two, y'all told her. You told her how you felt. You told her what you were thinking. She didn't receive it. That's it. But it seemed like y'all just kept going and going and going and going. And it was almost as if y'all ignored all the other shit that was said. Y'all ignored everything else that was said about nobody said nothing to Angie. Nobody said anything. I mean, like I said, nobody jumped on Whitney. Like, it just seemed like it was a pile on. And that, I told you, that's like with Potomac. I don't enjoy seeing that because I didn't know what y'all want. And Meredith even said that. What do y'all want from me? What do y'all want from me? That woman said to y'all, I'm good. She could be lying through her teeth, but she said, I'm good. At that point, she's not giving y'all nothing else. She's not going to give you anything more than what she is giving you. And then Whitney going to get up and get in the woman's face. I apologize for what I said, but you know why I said those things? I said those things because, yeah, and then we had to hear about her dad again. Blah, blah, blah. Then Browyn, after all of that, now Browyn's going to bring up her seeing Seth in New York. And like Lisa said, so you're insinuating that he's cheating on her, that he was in New York with another woman. That's what you're insinuating. That's not what I said. I don't know who he was with. You're insinuating that that man was with another woman in New York. Well, romantically with another woman. That is what you're insinuating. Now, I've been telling y'all this for 3 weeks, and I'm going to keep saying it. I do believe that those women know more than what they're saying on camera and have seen more than what they're saying on camera. That's my opinion. And I think that us as the viewers, or I speak for myself, I think that's the chapter of this story that we're missing, because I don't get it. Like, I get that she acted a fool on the plane, which I do believe she acted a fool on the plane, but y'all are turning this into it was almost like it was an intervention for Meredith. By the end, it felt like an intervention. It felt like we got the car waiting for you to take you to rehab. Like, it felt like a whole intervention. And I'm like, I'm missing a chapter of this book. No, Chuck, that is what the insinuation is. If somebody says to me, hey, I saw your husband in New York, and then talks about me having marital problems, the insinuation is that you saw my husband with another woman and that you feel like it was more to it. No, we're not going to act like that wasn't the insinuation. That absolutely was the insinuation. You saw her husband with another woman, and you are trying to put the thought out there that it was more to it, or that it was nefarious. Because if you didn't think it was anything to it, why bring it up? Why mention it? If you didn't think it was more to it, it wasn't no need to even bring the conversation up. Natasha said, no, it wasn't a pile on Meredith. She is going through something. Mary is her friend. Mary is her friend. She recognized it. If y'all don't think Meredith been off something is wrong, period. Okay. Well, I guess something's wrong with me then, because I don't see it. I think that they do. But I don't think we're saying anything different from Meredith that we always see from Meredith. Meredith has always been private. Meredith has always deflected when it comes to her family, deflected when it comes to her marriage. Hell, Meredith's ass don't even live in Salt Lake City. Jen Shaw told us that every season that woman is in a different Airbnb. Her husband don't live there. Like, come on now. I don't feel like we got anything different from Meredith this season than what we normally get from Meredith. I mean, maybe I'm tripping, but I didn't see anything different. If y'all want to talk about her slurring, hell, she been slurring. Y'all remember the "you can go"? She was slurring that night. I mean, I didn't see anything different. So I guess I'm tripping. I don't know. But I think they have. I do think they have. but I haven't. Bronwyn should have taken a screenshot. Meredith has been consistent. This was a planned takedown that didn't go as expected. Yeah, I just don't see where Meredith, I mean, again, what happened on the plane? We weren't there. Do I think that Meredith acted a fool on the plane? I absolutely think Meredith acted a fool on the plane. But I don't think that what Meredith did on the plane warrants everything we've gotten since then. I mean, that's just, So, real question, do you think Heather is only doing this to gain favor to the viewers? What did Heather do? Maybe I missed what Heather did. What did Heather do? Cheesy Freak. Tell me what Heather did that. Because you asked me a question before about Heather being the villain. I think Heather was trying to be the bone carrier. I think Heather was trying to be the bone carrier this season. I think Heather was trying to be in charge of the girls this season. I definitely think Heather was trying to dictate and navigate the storylines. Absolutely. But I'm going to be honest. I feel like Heather's been trying to do that ever since Jen Shaw ran off that Sprinter van. I think Heather's been trying to be in charge of the girls since season 2? So a man can't have dinner with another woman. Bronwyn even said to Mary and Whitney that she didn't know what was going on or if Meredith knew. If you looked at Meredith, she knew. So that's what I'm saying, Chuck. That's what the insinuation was. You're right. A man can have dinner with another woman. I'm not saying Seth did anything wrong. What I'm saying is, why bring it up unless you're trying to put something out there? That, in my opinion, Bronwyn was trying to be nefarious. She was trying to make it seem like there was something nefarious. Because why even bring it up? Why even bring it up in the same conversation as Meredith having marital problems? Because that's what she said. She said, I don't know if you're having marital problems or what, but I did see Seth. You made the insinuation when you put that in the same conversation as Meredith having marital problems. Now you're trying to make a connection. Heather's new head is so very distracting. Let me tell you something. I think Heather has gone overboard with the plastic surgery. And that's my opinion. I think she has gone overboard. Meredith gives, I hate you chicks, so I have to medicate when I'm around you. I don't know if she's self-medicating when nobody's around. Now, I do think Meredith can go. But I've never been a big Meredith fan. Like, Meredith's never done it for me. I don't understand why everybody went up for Meredith. Meredith never did it for me. Why didn't Meredith contradict her? What do you mean, why didn't Meredith contradict her? She's still living off of receipts, timeline. Right. Proof, receipts, timeline. Yeah. Yeah, I definitely think that went to Heather's head, and Heather has been trying to be in charge of the girls ever since. Now, that's my opinion. And y'all know Heather used to be my favorite. She didn't deny the insinuation. She did. She said there's nothing wrong with her marriage. Yes, she did. She said my marriage is fine. Everything is fine. Meredith absolutely said that. Yes, because I'm live, Markel. Yes, you did just call me, and I was live. I am live, sir. So that was pretty much the episode. I mean, Meredith wanted to leave. Lisa wanted to leave. Lisa told the ladies that what they did was wrong. How dare they? And that is literally where the episode ended. We didn't even see them get on the plane to come back home, honey. That was the end of the season. And we saw the trailer for the reunion, which I already told you guys, I'm not excited about the reunion. I'm not looking forward to the reunion. That whole thing with Andy walking off, to me, it seems so contrived. It seems so contrived. Like, it was very much, I'm going to tell the cameraman not to be in my way because I'm stumping off this stage. I don't know. I have to wait and see it in real time, but it just looked, I don't know. Does Meredith and Seth still have their hanging by a thread podcast? Child, we ain't heard nothing about that podcast in 3 seasons. I don't know. I can't say for certain, but I mean, I never listened to it. So, Heather, that's right. Yeah, Heather did break down crying. None of that moved me because my thing is, girl, what you crying about? Again, maybe that scene just didn't do for me what it did for other people. But I was just like, what are you crying about? Like, y'all literally attacked this woman and y'all were going to beat this woman up and berate her into admitting that her life is horrible and that she's an alcoholic or something. Like, I feel like that's what they wanted from Meredith. And Meredith was like, you're not going to get that from me. I'm not giving you that. I'm never giving you that. And even if she really, truly is going through something, and even if she really has a lot on her plate, guess what? She's never going to confide in y'all. Lisa might be the only person she would ever have a conversation with about what's really going on in her life. Because if y'all ever wanted her to really, truly come to y'all, that's a wrap. I'm glad you're saying this because I agree that the reunion clips and Andy's walk-off look so boring and staged. Yeah, it didn't do nothing for me. Right, they want to just beat her up. And I was just like, it just didn't do it for me. Right. And then when she got up to leave, you're really going and then Heather going to say, you're really going to do this to me? You're really going to do this? Girl, what? Remove myself from a situation that no longer benefits me? Absolutely. Now, when she said she was calling the car service, I don't know who she thought was coming to get her because I don't even know where the hell they were. But girl, she was going to Uber, Lyft, whatever her way on right on out of there. And again, I was with her. I was 100% with her. And this was a good season. The first half, I don't know what happened for it to all fall off a cliff the last 6 episodes. I don't know. Every time when I hear someone say someone's in charge of the girls, I think of Eddie Murphy asking Della. Oh, yeah, that's exactly where it comes from. Are you in charge of the girls? Yeah. Hey, Xavier, what's up, boo? Yeah, so I mean, for me, it just didn't do it for me. But I still love my Salt Wives. And you know, we're going to be here for the next 3 weeks for the day of reunion. We'll be here for the next 3 weeks. And then, like I said, I expect to get the Atlanta trailer soon. Because Atlanta is going to... Well, no, because Atlanta comes on Sunday nights. Unless they're going to change the night for Atlanta. Atlanta comes on Sunday night, so... I don't feel like... What are we on? What episode are we on? Well, we're at the end of Potomac. We're at the end of Potomac because Carlos said that he heard the rumor that they're filming a reunion this week. So y'all know they're filming a reunion, and we know that this is their second cash trip. So we probably only have about 3 more episodes of Potomac, and then we'll have the reunion, and so then we'll have Atlanta. So yeah. Atlanta will probably start airing in April or May. I don't know if it's that late. You think it'll be that late? Yeah, thank you, Markel. Comes back in March. Yeah, that's about right. So we won't get the trailer. We'll probably get the trailer at the beginning of February. The plane scene has to be at the reunion because they spent so much time. I said the same thing, but they didn't give us even a hint. Now, maybe they're keeping it under wraps, but they didn't even give us a hint. March, but I expect the trailer to drop any day now. I expect the Atlanta trailer to drop any day now. Yeah. Anyway, y'all, we can head over at 6:45. I'll be going live on the other channel to do our tribe meeting. We're going to be talking over there. Once again, thank you, Kempire, for the 20 gifted memberships. I really appreciate you for coming through and dropping that blessing on us. Oh, I forgot about Rhode Island. When is Rhode Island coming? I forgot about Rhode Island. They playing in Murmur's face. She deserved first chair. No, she didn't. No, she didn't, Prophet. But okay, boo. Yeah, Atlanta's coming after Potomac because Potomac is in Atlanta's time slot. But Rhode Island is probably coming after Salt Lake City. But when is that Valley show coming? The Shaws of Sunset reboot basically is what it is. They're just calling it the Valley of Shaw or something like that. When does that debut? That starts this Thursday. Okay, so yeah, no. So Salt Lake City is probably in the time slot that they're gonna bring Rhode Island in. Yeah. All right, y'all. Let me get off of here. I'll see you guys in about 10 minutes over on the other channel. And I will talk to y'all later. Peace.